What's up? It's your boy Taylor Grant. I'm here with Bellator Claims Resolution, and I'm here to talk to you about something that nobody ever reads. And I know that because of all my clients. I ask them, have you read your policy? Nope, I haven't. Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes back into it, and trust me, I don't blame you for not reading your policy. It's boring, it's confusing, it's written in legal language to confuse you as a consumer. I look at policies and sometimes scratch my head wondering, what the hell does that even mean? Because on page 2, it'll reference a section on page 1, on page 3, on page 17, on page 16, and they bounce around like this, like, what the hell, man? I remember at a certain point there was, I believe, a law in Colorado that was introduced that said, hey, telephone companies, you have to simplify your bill so people can decipher what the hell is going on these telephone bills. I think the insurance companies should be forced to do the same thing. Like, hey, simplify your policies, make them readable. If there's references to different sections, put them also on the same page. Because when people start reading these policies, they get so frustrated, they get so bored, they get so annoyed, they stop reading it. It's kind of like the end user license agreement that everybody goes, I want to use this product, scroll, 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 scroll. I didn't read a single word, I accept, right? It's almost the same thing that people do with these insurance policies. And I got my policy recently, I have really good coverage. However, there's a few things called endorsements to my policy. An endorsement is a change to the policy that usually is not in my benefit. Let me restate that. An endorsement to the policy, my policy, is usually a change to the policy that is not in my favor as the consumer. Usually an endorsement that is in your policy is not in your favor either. So let me talk to you about this one here. The policy coverage has changed. Oh boy. You no longer have coverage for damage that alters only the physical appearance of a metal roof or metal window surface unless the damage allows water to penetrate through the metal roof or metal window surface. Basically, what this is called is a cosmetic loss or damage waiver. So exterior cosmetic loss or damage. So they call it cosmetic. We hear this all the time. So this is my question to you. Say you have half your residential roof is a metal roof and it gets hit with hail and there are no leaks inside your house. However, the roof now looks like total crap. Does that affect your property value? Yes, it does, because now your roof looks like crap. And anybody that's gonna buy a house that has half a metal roof is gonna get an inspector. The inspector's gonna look at it and they're gonna say, what is this damage on the roof? This is obvious hail damage. This portion of the roof needs to be repaired or replaced. And I would advise my buyer to not purchase this house unless that's done, is probably what an inspector would say. So let me ask you this. If your BMW, you're driving it down the street, gets hailed on, do the hail dings on your BMW alter your ability to drive the vehicle? No, unless it was like 9-inch hail, right? But most regular hail will not alter the ability for the vehicle to drive. But wouldn't you want that fixed for multiple reasons? One, it looks like crap. Two, the resale value on the vehicle has been diminished, right? So what is insurance for? Indemnification, make me whole as I was before the loss. So in my world, the policy language here does not make a big difference. I don't really have any metal on the roof except for gutters, okay? However, if I did, I'd be extremely angry with this portion of the policy because damage to metal roofs definitely affects your resale value. It affects the curb appeal of the property. It affects a lot of things, including who the next buyer might be and if they're going to request you at your cost instead of the insurance company's cost will actually repair or replace that portion of the roof. Be careful of these endorsements. This is not the only one. I hope that makes sense to you. Again, I just I don't think it's a smart thing if you have metal on the roof to allow an endorsement that says we're not going to cover the damage if it's only cosmetic and not functional. That's what they try to say. Well, it's not functional damage. I don't care. My house is now worth less than it was before the storm. Is that indemnification? Am I as good now after the storm because you're not covering cosmetic damage as I was before the storm ever happened? The answer is no, because the value of the property has been diminished. You are not made whole. How do these things get in here in the policies? Because insurance companies are the second largest lobbyists in the country. They pay for access and help write these insurance policies and bills that get passed for you and I as consumers to get these policies delivered to our mailbox. Thanks a lot, lawmaking people. Okay, cosmetic loss or damage, meaning any loss that alters only the physical appearance of a metal roof or metal window surface, but does not result in the penetration of water through the metal roof or metal window surface. 2, does not result in the failure of the metal roof or metal window surface to perform its intended function. Cosmetic versus function, right? Of keeping out the elements over an extended period of time. How long is an extended period of time? Weird. Is an extended period of time 30 days? Or is it 3 years? What is it? I don't know. Neither do they. They didn't quantify it. That's why they do that. Okay, so the next part of what I wanted to talk about was another endorsement. Negative change is what they mean to my policy. And the policy says, under item 7, building ordinance or law coverage, the following changes are made. Item B is deleted and replaced by the following. The cost to comply with any ordinance which requires any insured or others to test for, monitor, clean up, remove, contain, treat, detoxify, or neutralize, or in any way respond to or assess the effects of pollutants or contaminants. However, for purposes of building ordinance or law coverage, pollutants or contaminants shall not include asbestos or materials containing asbestos or lead. In the event of a covered loss resulting from an insurance services office's declared catastrophe, ISO, for the state in which the residence premise is located, the limit for building ordinance or law shall be up to twice the percentage shown for building ordinance or law on the policy declarations. Up to. A lot of vague language, but the reason I bring this up, again, this verbiage is not the end of the world for my application in my policy. It's not a big deal. However, what if it is for you? And these endorsements don't just change those types of things. They change all sorts of things. So when you get your renewal every year and look through the paperwork that talks about the changes, okay? If you've looked at your policy previously, you really only have to, as long as you're still comfortable with the coverage you have today, as you did yesterday, just look at the endorsements and the changes that were made in the policy. So it's as simple as that. Look at your policy, make sure you read the endorsements, because those are the changes that usually aren't in your favor, that aren't in my favor, but are now going to affect your policy, especially if they move it from a replacement cost coverage policy to an actual cash value policy. Do not take that. Do not accept that. If your house is less than 10 years old, do not accept that. Change insurance companies. Look around at least every 2 years like I've been recommending and make sure you're getting the coverage that you need. However, if you are a commercial or industrial property owner and you need help with your commercial property insurance claim, commercial roofer, commercial property manager, contact us today, because the sooner you do, the better that we can help you out. I hope this information has served you. You've learned something and it will protect you in the future. If you have any questions, let me know. BellatorClaims.com.